Right here is the first of a few tutorials. You know, I thought being an editor and everything, I don't have any tutorials out. At least I only got one out or two. So yeah, man, let's get straight into it. Welcome to Rail University. Okay, so as we're getting into this Jugg tutorial, I want to say make sure your comp is at 15 FPS and your shutter angle is at 360 degrees. What you're seeing right here is that I'm setting up the music. I'm gonna add beats to it. I'm gonna mark them, and then we're gonna actually start editing. Next up, what you want to do is that you want to find the parts of the video that you want to edit. I would pick out the moments with the best motion for when we do timer mapping later. Timer mapping is pretty straightforward. As you can see, I'm just adding a point at the start and the beginning and one at the end. Right here, I'm doing something that's a little more advanced. I'm doing a reverse, and usually for me that takes 4 keyframes. I started off with at the beginning, and then I go to the end, and then I go back to the beginning, and then I go back to the end. Now, me personally, I like to use the flow plugin. I think I showed a little bit of it in the graph editor, but there will be a link in the description to the flow plugin if you don't have it already. Now, this isn't a graph tutorial, but I will say there are many good ones out there on YouTube. I can pop one up on the screen. Once you get the hang of graphs and you realize how the speed works, over time you're gonna develop graphs and you'll have a whole library of them. I have in my library mixed with my own. I have Neptune Cowboys and some other creators, so go ahead and check him out too. Alright, so at the end, once you have enabled frame blending, this is what everything should look like if you did it right. Something like this. I put a few examples of the flow graphs I used on screen. Right here is my signature jug shake. I put the settings on the screen. If you just like a lazy ass nigga, I'm gonna put a link to my shop in the description and it'll be on there for $1. So the subscriber count is covering it, but what I'm doing right here is I'm just being different with it. I'm switching it up. The shakes, not every shake is the same shake. That's where like most people go wrong. So what you want to do is you want to incorporate Y shakes, X shakes, all types of shakes, Z shakes. Right here, I demonstrate the zooms. You want to use the transform effect on your clip for the zooms, and you want to use the same time remap, what's it called, graphs, for your zooms. So if you wanted to zoom in fast, you know what to do. If you wanted to zoom in slow, you know what to do. One thing I like to do to my Jugg edits to add a little more sauce between the replay, the loop, I like to use Burma curves to zoom up here because he's looking up, so it's like it's going with the action, and it's like it adds more character to the edit, I feel like. Also, to make the transition more flowy, I like to add CC scale wipe. I'm gonna put the settings on the screen. So here, I'm just adding a CRT effect. You want to make use of one framers and special effects sometimes. So I'm gonna put the settings on the screen. It looks pretty good. And don't forget the watermark. So after this, we should be ready to export the edit. So I lied. What you actually want to do is that you need to add coloring to your edit. This is another way of adding character to it. I decided to go with the quality this time. And when everything's set and ready, go ahead and hit that export. Now get up off your ass and go make an edit.